this was the last day of the chase. Nice easy day. It wasn't too many miles, but a really nice ride through the Hollywood Hills. This particular road was, I believe they called this Mulholland Drive, and beautiful views, and it's no wonder the houses bring so much money up here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be, there was a lot of places to see, but I believe this view was of the San Fernando Valley to the north of the Hollywood Hills. So here we are, cruising down Ventura Boulevard. Gentlemen that were riding Vincent to be twins. They were not a part of the chase, so just happened to cross paths. Here, coming out of the hills, we finally get to feel that ocean breeze and catch the first glimpse of the Pacific Ocean. Coming up on the right, this is Gerard from South Africa. He was riding an old AJS. Made it to the finish line. He did a really good job. Peter on the right with the red BMW. He had rear tire tube had failed, but by the time I passed, they already had the old one out and were putting the new one in, so I didn't bother to stop and help. He already had it under control. I talked to him later. He said it only took 10-15 minutes to swap out tubes and good to go. experiences you can have on a motorcycle. Beautiful day, and that ocean breeze was just wonderful. So this was the final stop, right before the end. We all met here at, I don't remember, 11, 12 o'clock. And then kind of collectively left in groups so that we didn't all bunch up, I guess, the traffic going over to the Santa Monica Pier, which was only a couple miles away. There in front of us in the distance, you can see the entrance to the Santa Monica Pier. There it is, finish line from Springfield, Illinois, all the way to Santa Monica Pier, California.
Thank you. Wow. Woo-hoo. Proactively put down something before the puddle of oil forms.
Right.
Hey, brother.
Hey,
I'm Kenneth.
nice to meet you. Tate.
Tate, you got the best bike on the road.
Yeah,
And you got the best parking. How the fuck do you get up here?
Well, they let us in for the event.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Are you part of the event staff or something?
No, I'm a rider, but we're supposed to leave by 2, but they let us stick around for a little bit.
Oh,
but for
so
the
you've been here for a
cross-country
while.
cannonball, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good meeting you, brother.
Yeah.
I love your fucking bike, man.
Thank you.
I love that leather thing.
Great bike.
Does it go a little bit when you get on it?
A little bit,
Eek.
just a little bit, yeah.
I know Beamers, man. I rode many of them.
Right. Take it easy.
You know, when you ride these old bikes, you get a lot of these 30 second to minute long conversations, and I don't record a lot of them, so I left that in there just as a little, I don't know, memento, I guess, to all the 30-second long conversations I had at random places throughout the trip. So that's it. It was all done. Awards were done. Everybody had left. I kind of hung out for about an extra hour after everybody else left just to play tourist. Most of the people on the chase were staying at that hotel tonight, and then tomorrow they were going to have their bikes shipped back and then fly home. But since I was not planning on doing that, and I was planning on riding home, I just decided to leave right from the Santa Monica Pier and then at least make it to Las Vegas by the end of the night to get some distance covered anyway. So I played tourist and hung out on the pier, and then I guess I went down to the beach for a little bit and checked out the ocean and decided to get back on the road. Felt a little bit strange to use my phone for the GPS instead of you relying on a paper scroll map. Back on the interstate. This is I-15 between Los Angeles and Victorville. I think they call it Cajon Pass, I believe. I'm not totally sure. So I did finally get off the interstate. I wanted to go see a chunk of Death Valley on the highways instead of interstates, so I did take a detour to Las Vegas. Got there towards the end of the day, so I only got to see the section for, I don't know, an hour or two before it got dark, but I'm glad I did. Well, I finally got to Las Vegas at whatever it was, 9 or 10 o'clock, something like that. I was a little bit nervous about finding a place to stay. Mostly worried about the bike. But I ended up finding a hotel on the northeast part of Vegas. It made me a little nervous because it was so cheap, but turns out it was cheap because nobody lived there. It was a really industrial part of town. It was all new construction. Like the hotel was surrounded by, it was like an Amazon, what do you call it, like a distribution center, and it's just stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure the hotel was built just for construction workers, I think. But so it all worked out. It was cheap, really, really nice hotel. Didn't have to worry about the bike at all. In the morning, just leaving from the hotel just on the edge of Vegas and heading towards Utah. I didn't really have a plan as far as where I wanted to stop at the end of the day. I just knew I wanted to cover as many miles as possible, and so I did. I ended up getting through the rest of Utah, and then I made it up to Wyoming that day. I don't know if you can read that sign there, but it said St. George was 25 miles away, so getting pretty close to the Utah border. And this is the pass between Nevada and Utah. Actually, I think it also passes through a little bit of Arizona. So here's the area around Nephi. I stopped here to change oil. I found like an O'Reilly's or AutoZone, I don't remember which, and asked him if I could change my oil. I bought an oil drain pan from him, and it was my final oil change. I tried to change oil every about 1,000 miles to keep those oil slingers clean, since these old Beamers don't run a proper oil filter. I don't remember if this was Provo or closer to Salt Lake City, but definitely heavy Mormon country. There's a lot of very theatrical looking churches there. Here's northeast Utah, heading towards the Wyoming border. I ended up staying in Rawlins, Wyoming that night, which between Las Vegas and Rawlins, Wyoming, I covered about 700 miles, which was about over double what I'd been covering during the cross-country chase. So heavy miles, but it was good, comfortable, and I'm not complaining. That bike is just great to ride. Here's the home stretch, just about home. Here's the edge of the Black Hills. probably about an hour, hour and a half away from my house. Finally home. This is Leeds, South Dakota. I live in an old mining town, and this whole street was built, right after the end of World War II. Old miners' houses.